Officer, give us your name and current employment for the record, please.
Dora Vredos. I'm a probation officer with the Warren County Common Police.
Okay, and as part of your caseload, Officer Vredos, are you supervising Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
specifically. You see him in the courtroom today?
I do.
Tell me where he's seated and what he's wearing, please.
He's seated in the second seat over there behind you with orange.
Okay.
Identifying the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, officer, tell us, when did you first begin to supervise Mr. Clark?
I started supervising Mr. Clark at the beginning of this year when he was accepted into our Veterans Honors Court.
Okay, and what were his underlying charges?
I believe it was a possession of drugs, a felony of the third degree.
Okay, and when you first started supervising him, did you have a face-to-face meeting with him, which you presented the rules of probation?
I did not, because he was actually already on supervision at that time, but Officer Lily Williford did.
Okay, previously?
Yes.
Okay, and he signed those rules acknowledging that he understood the rules of probation, correct?
He did.
Okay, and under your supervision, did you come to have knowledge that he had violated some of those rules?
I did.
Okay, and you filed an official violation on those?
I did.
Okay, so let's talk about those, and this looks like what date was this violation filed on?
I originally filed it on June 5th of 2026, and then I did amend it on June 18th of 2026 once we received lab results.
Here's a key procedural detail. The probation officer amended the violation after a phone dump. When you're on paper, your Fourth Amendment rights are limited, allowing officers to bypass the usual warrants to see exactly what you've been up to.
Of his phone containing those messages?
Yes.
Okay. Can you point to specific messages in that packet, which for the record will mark as State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes, if you can just give me a second to
Yes,
organize.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And I realize they're not.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and that's my fault. They're not in order. Okay, I have.
The court's reviewed the text messages. The court's familiar with the allegations, so let's move on.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so let's go to the second violation, which is of general condition number 7, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the violation that fell under general condition number 7?
So there were 3. The first was on June 1st of 2026, the defendant failed to call the random drug testing line. On June 2nd of 2026, the defendant submitted to a drug test that was positive for methamphetamine. The defendant, where that violation comes in.
Okay, and finally, there's a citation for violation of general condition number 14. Tell us about that one.
On June 2nd, 2026, a search of the defendant's phone indicated the defendant was engaging in gambling and going to casino and or casino establishments between the dates of 5/16 and 5/30 of 2026.
Okay, and that information was also provided within the search of his phone, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the same text messages that are provided to the court, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions for you. Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Moss?
Oh, that's on the amended one.
So, officer, it's fair to say then that the entirety of the evidence is the text messages, correct?
The text messages, but then the actual home visit itself, which resulted in the detox drink being located and him submitting to the positive drug test.
Okay, now the positive drug test was for amphetamine, not, the confirmation was amphetamine, not methamphetamine.
Correct.
Okay, now he told you that he was taking a weight loss drug, correct?
He told me this information, but I did not have any verification, and any scheduled substance, like an amphetamine, for example, is reported to the ORS account, which we have access to. And so when I conducted the ORS search, there was nothing that returned.
And ORS is
It's like a pharmacy reporting method that pharmacists and doctors are required to
She's
use.
saying he doesn't have a valid prescription for amphetamine.
correct. But he presented some type of prescription to you, did he not?
He did not. I don't have any.
I gave it, excuse me.
And on June 1st, when he's accused of failing to call the random drug test, did he not attend a drug and alcohol class that day?
He did.
And did he not give a sample that day?
He did, and it was positive for methamphetamine at treatment.
Okay, so that's what he gave the sample on June 1st and it was positive. What happened on June 2nd?
On June 2nd, he was positive for our drug test that was conducted.
Small technical violations like missing a check-in call are often telltale signs for officers. It suggests the person is trying to time their drug use or is simply falling back into a disorganized, high-risk lifestyle that leads to relapse.
Out in the field at his address in Hamilton.
Okay, so he appeared on June 1st and gave a drug test.
He did not call the random drug test line, which is in.
But he went to his class and he gave a drug test. He gave it, correct?
He did at treatment, yes.
Yes, okay. And the purpose of the drug testing line is you might have to give a drug test, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The day after at DeCoach.
Okay, okay. And as far as casinos go, or the racetrack, you don't have, no one was present that saw him at the racetrack, right?
No one was what?
You don't have any witnesses that saw him at this racetrack?
I don't have any witnesses. I just have the photos, and then there's a video that he sent to someone else of like horses, like
Okay,
running by.
But still, no witness saw him there.
Regarding the violation for general condition number 7. I think there's one thing that we skipped initially, and you also found information that the defendant was buying and selling drugs, correct?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So the violation reads that a search of the defendant's phone on June 2nd of 2026 showed text messages that involved the defendant's attempt to buy and sell drugs between the dates of March 31st, 2026 and June 2nd of 2026. Specifically, these drugs included marijuana, mushrooms, MDMA, Adderall, Xanax, cocaine, and methamphetamine.
And is it also correct that in your search of his phone, you found photographs of mushrooms and other drugs, specifically on drug scales?
That is correct.
Nothing further.
Mr. Moss, handle what I'm having difficulty with is the criminal behavior and the criminal. Let me ask you this, sir. Is there something that you want to say to me?
Yes, I would, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The methamphetamine that showed up is for vitality weight loss. Her probation officers that came to my residence took it with my 2 phones. They accused me of being a drug dealer because I had 2 phones. I said, I'm not a drug dealer.
Well,
They said, "Why?"
okay, let's stop. Like I said, the amphetamine issue, I can deal with that. But let's talk about these text messages, because I got to tell you, I come to the same conclusion that Officer Vretos did, that you were not only dealing and supplying drugs to other people, whether you were selling them or not, I don't know. You may have been giving them away.
Yeah.
And then the prostitution issue, you were clearly offering someone money for sex. I mean, how do you explain these text messages?
Just an old man being silly and stupid because I'm old and lonely. And I didn't do any drugs. I swear on my grandkid's life. It was a prescribed medicine from a diet pill.
This is a classic pity play. By framing himself as a lonely grandfather, he's attempting to minimize the severity of the drug trafficking evidence. It's a psychological pivot to make the judge feel like punishment would be picking on an old man.
Molly, Addies, and mushrooms.
She owed me money for mild and fatty and all that from a long time ago.
No, it says, I got Molly, Addies, mushrooms, and $1,200. How do you explain that?
That's what I had.
Huh?
Huh? I was just telling her what I had because she was trying to get drugs and I wasn't selling it to her. If you look at my phone, the last thing I ever said to her was, "Leave me alone. Thanks for ruining my life. I never want to talk to you again."
May 29th of 2026, while you were while you were a participant in this court, you're telling someone that you have Molly, Addies, mushrooms, and $1,200.
I didn't have that. My grandkid's life.
Then you say, I got some good weed, and I got for you, and Xannies. Xannies or Xanax, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That was a girl I was dating, not a prostitute.
And I got some good weed, and I got for you, and Xannies.
And I no
It's the
longer
second
date
time.
her.
I'm sorry?
And I no longer date this woman. For 6 months, I'm going through the coach, and they're talking about how great I'm doing. Everything's going great. Never failed a piss test. Never did anything wrong. I give people rides to work. Everybody's talking about how great I'm doing. And then all of a sudden, in one weekend, I turned into the worst guy in the world. That's not how this went down. I'm talking to some woman I hate. Well, I actually care about her, but she's
And she, someone asked you, Anthony asked you, do you want any of those Adderall? And you said yes. Then with regard to the prostitution claim, just need a few prices for your beautiful self.
Your Honor, please
Then
read
you're
her
actually,
text.
then you're actually quoting a price for a quarter.
No.
$1,100. Let's see. Did you get some ice? That's a drug, right? Then you say, I got you an 8-ball. Does Justin want one?
Charles is your boyfriend. And she's dating.
I need maybe a hole of Molly, and can you get them? Jail cap things again. We were dealing with the Hope weekend. Your woman said, hey. I'm only halfway through these text messages, and you're sitting here and you're telling me that you're denying.
That is how I initially, got brought to light, this information. She just said, hello, this client is rumored to be selling drugs out of his car. This has been a rumor for a very long time. Today, we had another client show up under the influence. He stated that he was with Mr. Clark last night and that this is where he got the drugs from. Both clients tested positive for meth today. Let's see. And then she's just asking how we should move forward with Mr. Clark. She said all of this information was told to her, confidentiality. That, I believe, is when, Dory, you were also in the loop of these emails as well. So this.
Clark is getting agitated because the court is exposing him as a source. In these recovery programs, being a user is one thing, but being the person providing drugs to other struggling members is considered an unforgivable betrayal of the program's mission.
Addict, but the dealer, and his behavior is jeopardizing the sobriety of everyone around him. So
Thank you.
those were the.
All right. Mr. Clark, your response.
No response, Your Honor. That's unreal.
I'm sorry?
No response, Your Honor. I don't.
Mr.
I held a gun to his head to make him do drugs or something. That's what he's saying. Because he came up positive. Look, Your Honor. It's all. Sounds like a bunch of crap. I'm so, I'm being trouble here. I don't want to say anything, Your Honor. For 5 months, I went through this program. Read all the reports every month. You're doing great. You're doing great. Everything's doing great. Everything's fine. Everything's wonderful. They came to my house on the second, said I'd done something wrong. I said I just peed at the coach yesterday. What am I doing wrong? I don't have class today. I'm down to 2 days a week. I just transferred over from, my counselor transferred me over to 2 days a week.
Mr. Clark, by all appearances, we thought you were doing well, but this is something that I'm struggling, this criminal mindset, this criminal behavior is something that I'm struggling to deal with. Did you check the
You're right.
ORS?
I did run the ORS report, Your Honor.
Does he have a valid prescription for
I did not see
for amphetamines? He does not.
The two people that came to my house from the probation department took my prescription in the pill, and they were going to bring it in to have a test. The coach had it too. It's called amphetamine. It's a diet pill. And I didn't know it had methamphetamine in it, but that's.
It's not methamphetamines, it's amphetamines.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
diet
don't know.
pills.
Okay. And I'll
But
have it-
but the thing is, it's a prescription drug that you do not have a valid current prescription for.
No, it's 2 years old. The pills were 2 years old. But I couldn't afford Ozempic at the time, so. Correct. I was trying to get Ozempic, and as I felt. For my diabetes, keep my numbers down. I throw my emergency on the court, I'm sorry, Your Honor, and if I can have, just give me a chance to prove that I'm a great grandfather, great dad. I'm not doing any drugs anymore. Dora can have my phone every 2 weeks if she wants to look at it. I'm going from my Samsung phone to a new phone. Nobody's gonna have my numbers except my kids and me, and I'm done.
The judge's final warning is about accountability. In specialty courts, the sentence isn't just about the crime. It's about whether the defendant has reached the stage of change where they stop lying. Clark is very clearly on his very last strike here.
And send you back to Judge Oda. Those are the three options that I am now left with. Because I, quite frankly, your responses to these allegations today, crap, quite frankly. So I guess I don't know that the treatment team truly weighed in on what I should do.
Let me have another chance.
I'm sorry?
You all believe that I did all this. I'm saying I didn't. I said the way it sounds. I guess I think I'm guilty too, but I didn't, and I would love to have a chance to prove. I mean, it's a course for veterans, supposed to make veterans rise above. You can ask Troy. I went to his back. I mean, everything's great. Everything's been going wonderful. I just want a chance to prove to you that I'm worth saving. If that's the way you guys want to look at that, that's fine.
House arrest. And again, Mr. Clark, I can't emphasize enough that I can deal with people making mistakes. I can deal with that, but I demand honesty and accountability. And these guys, Brian and Jordan have been on electronic monitor for quite a while. And again, right now, it's not so much of a punishment as it is trying to hold them accountable. And that's what I want you to do is you need to step up. Whatever your past life was, if you were involved in the mafia, if you were a drug dealer, whatever it was, you got to leave that behind now. And I am willing to give you a chance, but I'm going to tell you that you have to step up and you have to hold yourself accountable, because I'm not going to allow you, whatever happened at the coach, and whether you say it didn't happen, but there was certainly sufficient evidence for this court to believe that you were providing illegal drugs to their participants. You jeopardized them, and I'm not going to allow you to jeopardize these men and their lives and the accomplishments that they're making in there, the changes that they're making. So either you step up or you don't. But the next violation, if it's as significant as this, I'm just going to send you to prison, and I will talk to Judge Oda